to Good Vibe Entertainment. King Toxic Beast here with something new for y'all. This is going to be video 1 of a 7-day series counting down to the launch of EA Sports College Football. For the next 7 days, I will be dropping videos all about EA College Football with screenshots, the trailers, and game clips playing for your enjoyment. Today's video will focus on the Dynasty game mode. And just a warning, this will be a very long video. I want to give as much detail as possible so that you don't have to read the 80-page deep dive EA released. So without further ado, let's get started. So EA Sports is back with an exhilarating deep dive into the all-new Dynasty mode. Buckle up, because we're about to explore how you can build your dynasty and dominate the college football world. EA Sports went all out in designing this mode. They consulted with the community, college football experts, and the coaches. They went and read countless blogs, tweets, and wish list videos to ensure Dynasty mode is exactly what fans wanted. This mode revolves around 3 core pillars: build your coach, build your program, and deliver the world of college football. Let's kick things off with build your coach. Your journey to the top starts here. Do you have what it takes to rise from a small school coordinator to the head coach of your dream team? Every decision you make matters. Coaches come in 3 flavors: incredible recruiters, motivators who bring out the best in their players, and tacticians who out-scheme the opponents. Remember, even the greatest coaches weren't perfect at everything. In this game, you will not be able to max out everything on your coach's tree and their abilities. Progression is key. As you play, you will complete goals that award XP, level up your coach, earn coach points, and upgrade your abilities. From single game to career goals, the path to greatness is paved with your achievements. Next up, build your program. Recruiting is the heart of college football. A consistent winner needs a roster built to reload, not to rebuild. Hit the high school recruiting trail, manage roster retention, and master the transfer portal. Build a championship team and secure your legacy. Imagine landing a 5-star prospect or signing the best recruiting class in the country. Every recruit, every transfer, every decision shapes your program's destiny. Finally, deliver the world of college football. The landscape has changed dramatically. New 12-team playoffs, conference realignment, and more. EA Sports recreates this ever-changing world within Dynasty mode, giving you the tools to customize your experience, stay ahead of the curve, and lead your team to glory. Underlining all these pillars is one singular motto: satisfy the core community. EA Sports has crafted this game with you in mind. This is your game. This is your dynasty. This is your legacy. Now, let's dive into one of the most game-changing features in EA Sports College Football 25, and it is the new archetype-based coaching ability system. Think of it as an RPG where your coach is the main character, and your abilities shape your path to greatness. Every coach starts with a base archetype: recruiting, motivation, or scheme. From here, you can specialize further. Become an elite recruiter, a master of the recruiting trail, or a hybrid like a talent developer. excelling in both recruiting and player development. Your ultimate goal? To become a program builder or CEO at the top of the college football world. Achieving these elite archetypes require a combination of on-the-field success and smart ability progression. With 11 different archetypes and over 50 coaching abilities, you can mix and match to create a unique coaching style. Remember, no coach can be great at everything, and every decision matters. Once you purchase an ability, there's no turning back. So, how do you upgrade your archetype? Well, each archetype has specific requirements. For an example, to become an elite recruiter, you need to spend 50 coach points in the recruiter archetype and sign 2 top 5 recruiting classes. Once these goals are met, the archetype is unlocked for purchase with coach points. Purchasing an archetype unlocks new abilities and opportunities. For instance, the tactician archetype comes with the winner perk, giving you additional coach XP for every game you win. Your active archetype is automatically determined by the archetype you have invested the most coach points in. If you own program builder or CEO archetypes, they will always be active. Once you own an archetype, you can purchase its abilities using coach points. Each ability can have up to 4 tiers, each with its own cost. For an example, if you're a scheme guru focusing on a fast tempo offense, you can unlock abilities like battery pack, caught napping, on their heels, and tipped your hand. Imagine your offense running faster, your players staying fresh, and even catching the defense off guard. There are defensive counters to balance these offensive abilities, so every playstyle has its strengths and weaknesses. Your staff composition is crucial. Make sure your coordinators complement your coaching style. Speaking of coordinators, both they and head coaches have the same abilities and archetypes available, ensuring a natural progression from coordinator to head coach. Your coordinator's abilities stack with yours, increasing their effectiveness. However, coordinators will automatically progress their abilities, adding another layer of strategy to your staff management. So you will not be able to progress their abilities. That will be done automatically week to week. View your coordinator's abilities in the coach ability screen and see how your staff strengths and weaknesses align. Press R3 to overlay your staff's spider graphs and get a comprehensive view of your coaching team's DNA. Your journey begins when you sign your first coaching contract in EA college football. Whether you choose to start as a head coach, an offensive coordinator, or a defensive coordinator, your role will come with performance expectations and full control over recruiting. Get ready to shape your dynasty. Every time you start a new coaching job, you'll sign a contract with the school, outlining your contract length and performance expectations. Meeting these expectations is crucial. Failure to do so can result in you losing your job. Expectations vary by school, prestige, from winning games to clinching a national championship. Your job security fluctuates throughout the season based on your performance. Fall short of expectations and you'll be on the hot seat. Meet or exceed them and your job security increases. For those who want a safety net, you can turn off the coaching firing in your dynasty settings. Coach prestige, ranging from A+ to F. reflects your ability to meet expectations. It's adjusted based on your school and role. For an example, winning the SEC championship at a powerhouse school impacts your prestige more than winning at a smaller school. At the end of your contract, your performance determines if the school offers you an extension. Now, let's talk about the coach carousel. A chaotic domino effect process just like in real life. Starting from conference championship week to the end of bowl season, the carousel unfolds over 5 weeks. Schools decide whether to fire, extend, or let a coach contract expire, and a new job offers are made. So this is actually kind of great. In previous NCAAs, the carousel only lasted 1 week, but now it's going to be 5 weeks. So based on what happens week over week, new job openings may open up. During bowl season, the first round of job offers goes out. Even if you don't receive offers initially, more opportunities arise as school hire and poach coaches. When evaluating a job offer, you'll see the school's coach preferences, previous coach's fate, top candidates, and contract details. Accepting an offer doesn't take effect until after the national championship game, giving you one last ride with your current team. The countdown in the Dynasty Hub shows how many weeks remain until you switch jobs. Manage your staff and hire coordinators during this period if you accept a head coach position. Schools determine who they want to hire based on criteria like coach's level, scheme, archetype, pipeline, and coach's prestige. These factors create a school's fit score used to generate top candidates. The domino effect means jobs can open unexpectedly as coaches move around. Keep track of all coach movements in the staff moves screen, showing who just changed jobs, their new and former teams, and reasons for leaving. Stay informed and strategize your next career move. As head coach, managing your staff is crucial. Fire coordinators during conference championship week, as this is your only chance. Coordinators have a standard 2-year contract and won't leave unless fired or poached by another team. Be strategic in building your team. Starting bowl week 1, you can hire new coordinators if you have an open position. Candidates are chosen based on your school needs. View their current school, current archetype, current coach level, and current interested school list. Offers are not guaranteed to be accepted, adding another layer of strategy. If a coach accepts your offer, they'll join after the national championship game. If rejected, you can offer another coach. At the end of the carousel, any unfilled positions are automatically filled with a suitable coach matching your program's caliber. In today's college football landscape, managing your roster and recruiting top talent is crucial. Players can transfer at any time, and their expectations are higher than ever. Whether they want early playing time, championships, or to grow their brand, aligning their goals with your program is key. EA Sports started by talking to current and former coaches, players, and recruiting experts. They wanted to understand the modern era of recruiting and roster management. What makes a player choose one school over another? What causes them to transfer? They combine this with research and data to create an authentic recruiting experience. The game dives into geographic regions, understanding the unique traits and strengths of recruits from each area. For instance, California quarterbacks and Florida quarterbacks have different styles and skills. But EA Sports didn't stop there. They listened to the community. Players loved the depth of older games but wanted a more engaging experience. The new system blends meaningful recruiting with efficient weekly management. EA Sports' 4 core goals are to humanize recruits, differentiate regions, represent school resources, and make the transfer portal unpredictable. Let's break each one of these down. Welcome to Stage Recruiting. College Football 25 introduces 3 phases: discovery, pitch, and close. Each recruit will be at a different stage, and your interactions will vary accordingly. The discovery phase is all about gathering intel, identify prospects, learn about their skills, and understand their motivations. The faster you discover this, the better you can align them with your program. Once a recruit narrows down to their top 5, it's time to pitch. Sell your program based on what they value most. Align your strengths with their motivations to gain their interest. Finally, the closing stage. Bring the recruit in for an official visit and make a lasting impression. A successful visit could lead to a verbal commitment and ultimately signing on National Signing Day. In College Football 25, every school has a unique My School grade across 14 categories. These grades define your program's strengths and weaknesses and dynamically change based on your performance. Playing time, championship contention, campus lifestyle, and more. These grades impact your recruiting success. Keep tabs on all of your grades through the My School screen and weekly summaries. Monitor changes and take actions to improve. A slide in your grades could trigger decommitments or transfers, so stay vigilant. Recruits care about different motivations, from pro potential to academic prestige. Each recruit has 3 motivations, forming their ideal pitch. But watch out for deal breakers. If you can't meet a recruit's crucial need or deal breaker, they won't consider your program at all. Pipelines are now more accurate and valuable. Instead of states, pipelines represent a geographic region. This reflects the real-world recruiting landscape where schools dominate certain areas. Your pipeline strength influences recruit interest and pitch impact. So I know one example for this is like Atlanta, Georgia. That is like a pipeline. So it's instead of just Georgia, it's specific areas in Georgia and Texas and whatever state. With over 3,500 recruits generated each season, each with unique traits and motivations, College Football 25 brings unparalleled depth and realism to recruiting. EA Sports has created a system that is both challenging and rewarding, making you feel like a true college football coach. All right, Stage 2 is all about crafting a pitch that resonates with your prospects' dreams and goals. By now, you should know a good amount about what your recruit is looking for in their future home. If you don't, you're going to be flying blind. Here's the deal. You have 2 types of pitches you can choose from: a soft sell and a hard sell. A soft sell approach is like a warm hug. You're gently highlighting what your school has to offer with moderate amount of influence. It's perfect if you know a bit about what your recruit wants, but are not totally sure yet. A hard sell, you do this if you've done your homework and know exactly what the recruit wants. Go all in with a hard sell. It's high risk, high reward, but if you nail it, you can make a massive impact. If you mess it up though, it could backfire big time. So choose wisely. When you're ready to pitch, you'll choose from 20 different pitches. Each one has a mix of 3 motivations that you can align with your recruit's goals. For an example, Sunday bound pitch. This pitch focuses on being a championship contender, conference prestige, and a track record of sending players to the pros. But wait, there is more. If your school doesn't align perfectly with their ideal pitch, you can sway the prospect. Swaying lets you shift their motivations and maybe even unlock a whole new set of pitches. For instance, if their ideal pitch is all about campus lifestyle and proximity to home, you might try to sway them with a pitch that combines academic prestige with a great stadium atmosphere. Remember, the better you understand what drives your prospect, the more effective your pitch will be. So do your research and align those motivations and get ready to sell. Stage 3, the close. It's time to seal the deal. This is the grand finale where you bring the prospect in for an official visit and try to leave them so impressed that they don't have a choice but to commit to your school. Here's what you're going to need for a successful close. 1. Schedule the visit. The recruit must be down to their top 5 schools, and you must have offered them a scholarship to get them on campus. 2. Timing is everything. Plan the visit carefully. A big rivalry game or a key matchup can create a memorable experience, but it also comes with risks. A loss might hurt your chances, so consider scheduling during a bye week for a safer bet. 3. Game day stakes. The game that you choose for their visit will impact their perception. A high stakes game against a top opponent can create an unforgettable experience. 4. Visit activities. You get 14 activities to choose from to keep the recruit engaged. Each one should align with their motivations and your My School grades. Make sure every activity shows off what makes your school special. Finally, after the visit, keep the momentum going. A verbal commitment is just the start. Stay on top of your game until signing day to make sure that the recruit stays committed and doesn't have second thoughts. Once a player has signed on signing day, you have nothing to worry about until they arrive on campus, and your next challenge is keeping them happy and out of the transfer portal. Next up, the transfer portal. So you've put in the work and you built a solid team, but now you're faced with the reality of the transfer portal. It's a game changer in college football, reshaping how teams manage their rosters year after year. Here's the deal. Just like recruits, players on your roster can have a deal breaker. This is a promise you made to them when they joined the team. If you fail to meet their expectations, there's a chance they might hit the transfer portal. Deal breakers. This is what you need to know about the deal breakers. Deal breakers, think of them as your players' non-negotiables. If you promise them playing time, a certain role, or a winning season, you better deliver. If your My School grade falls below the agreed upon threshold, they might decide to leave. Overall and transfer likelihood. Higher overall players are more likely to transfer if their deal breaker is not met. So keep an eye on those star players. 3. Coach prestige. If a player decides to leave, you have a chance to persuade them to stay. Your ability to convince them is determined on your coach prestige. Higher prestige means more persuasion attempts, and you can boost these with abilities like gift of gab and roster retainee. So if you see a player about to leave, use your persuasion attempts wisely and try to keep them on the board. Now let's talk about the transfer portal itself. This is where things get real interesting. Every offseason, you might have to make tough decisions about which players to let go to make room for new talent. You'll need to get your roster down to 85 players. If you're over that limit, it's time to encourage some players to find a new home. Roster management. Here are some tips on managing your roster efficiently. 1. Encouraging transfers. You can ask players to transfer out if you're over the limit or to make space for new recruits. But remember, you can't kick out the brand new freshman you just signed. 2. Evaluating transfers. The transfer portal opens at the start of off-season recruiting. Transfers have a star rating and are ranked nationally, statewide, and by position. You'll need to move fast to get on the radar and make your pitch. 3. New ideal pitches. Transfers have new ideal pitches based on their deal breakers and motivations. You'll need to align with these to attract them to your program. 4. Making decisions. Do you focus on high school recruits or transfers? This is a critical decision based on your team's needs. And remember, during the transfer portal frenzy, you have just 4 weeks to make up your moves. So they're gonna be pros and cons for focusing on the transfer portal or like high school / JUCO recruits. A high school / JUCO recruit, they're gonna come in with a lower overall, not a lot of abilities, but you can now shape them to be who they want. Their expectations will also be lower. Now, if you go through a transfer and you sign like a pretty high caliber player, they are going to expect instant playing time, a lot of reps, maybe a championship. Expectations are going to be higher. But on the other side, you already have a player with abilities, with experience, and a high overall. So it's really balancing your coach, your scouting hours to figure out which ones are necessary for which positions. Be prepared for a whirlwind of activity and make those decisions with confidence. What you need to know for signing day. Finally, let's talk about the grand finale, signing day. Signing day is split into 2 big events, early signing day and national signing day. Early signing day happens right at the start of the bowl season. Most recruits will sign during this time, so it's your chance to lock in those commitments. National signing day, this is the climax of the recruiting season, taking place 7 weeks after the national championship. If any recruits are still undecided, this is their final opportunity to sign. On signing day, the highest influence team gets the recruit if they've offered a scholarship. No more wondering where that recruit went. Now it's a straightforward process. Possession changes. After signing day, you'll get the chance to change your players' positions. Make sure that you set them up for success by picking the best positions for their skills. Use the position change spreadsheet to see their projected overall, new archetype, and where they fit on the depth chart. This is your opportunity to fine-tune your roster before the off-season progression. Alright folks, player progression. This is where the magic happens in the off-season. This is your chance to turn good players into great ones and build a team that's ready to dominate. So let's break down how to make the most of this vital period. In College Football 25, The offseason is the time to shine. While players can make some progress during the season based on their on-field performance, the bulk of their development happens during the spring and the summer, so the offseason. So here's the scoop. There's automatic progression. During the off-season, players automatically progress their attribute and physical abilities. This is like their time to hit the gym and get stronger. Number 2, off-season timing. Progression happens after you make a position change. So set your players up for success in their new roles before the gains start coming in. Number 3, influencing progression. A player's growth is affected by 1, their school year. So younger players like rising sophomores make bigger strides than seniors or juniors. Coach abilities. Skills like motivators, pay it forward, or put in work can boost your player's development. Developmental trait. Traits like normal, impact, star, and elite determine how fast a player grows. Check these out on the player card. Let's break these down a little more. The normal developmental trait will boast a steady growth for the player. They won't develop fast, but it'll just be like the normal amount. Impact players can be game changers. They're going to develop a little faster, but they're going to have some abilities that make them a game changer. Stars. These guys are big potential for the NFL. These guys, you're going to be able to rely on game after game to produce results and like essentially shape your team's prestige across the college football world. And lastly, there's the elites. The elites will completely change your team and change the game. If you have an elite player, you're going to more or less be able to do whatever you want with that player, especially if you're good with the sticks, with the timing, with the controls. Now, it's not like Madden where they have like the superstar abilities or the X Factor abilities and they guarantee an outcome. None of this will guarantee an outcome, but if you have the skill mixed with an elite player, you're going to be unstoppable. An example is Jonathan Edwards. I saw some gameplay with him, and he is an absolute menace in this game. So make sure you keep your eye on these traits. They'll help you plan your developmental strategy for the season. Next up, let's dive into skill groups. Instead of upgrading individual attributes like trucking or stiff arm, you'll focus on entire skill groups. What are skill groups? They're collections of related attributes. For instance, the power skill group for running backs covers trucking, strength, and toughness. Skill group levels. Each group can be upgraded to a max level of 10, but some players have a cap lower than 10. Use the archetypes limitless or put a ring on it abilities to potentially push those caps higher. 3. Skill group caps. Think of them as a player's max potential in that area. If a group hits the cap, you can't upgrade it farther unless you have the right coaching abilities. Alright, let's talk about mental and physical abilities. These can make or break your player's performance on the field. Physical abilities. Players can have up to 5 physical abilities, ranging from bronze to platinum. These are determined by their archetype and can be upgraded based on their attributes. So think NBA 2K badges. Based on what attribute level you're at will determine which badge level you can actually get to. So I know like one of the trucking abilities, if you want like the platinum, you'll need to have like a 95 strength or something like that. So that's an example. Mental abilities. There are 3 mental abilities. These cannot be upgraded in Dynasty mode, They're tied into the position specific skills and must be present from the start. Tiers. Both physical and mental abilities have 4 tiers: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Make sure your players are meeting the attribute requirements to unlock higher tiers for all of these abilities. Now, let's dive into impact players. These guys are game changers on the field. What are impact players? Every team will have at least one offensive and one defensive impact player. They are key threats that you'll need to watch out for. No limits. Unlike the past, there are no cap on the amount of impact players a team can have. So be prepared for teams with multiple stars that can turn the game on its head. Game strategy. Knowing who the impact players are will help you plan your game strategy. Look for ways to neutralize these threats. Now we're going to talk about wear and tear. It's a new system that adds a whole new layer of strategy to managing your team's health. What is wear and tear? Players can get damage to body parts during plays or games, or in Super Sim. More damage means worse performances on the field. Weekly recovery. So each week, players recover some damage. How much they recover depends on how severe the damage was. Monitor injuries and decide if a player should rest or to ensure they're ready for big games. Monitoring health. Check the health tab on the player's card for damage status and impact on performance. Managing your wear and tear will be crucial as you aim for a deep run in the playoffs and keep your players at peak performance. So now we're going to talk about some new things coming to College Football 25. Obviously, there's the 12-team playoff. Navigate the new 12-team playoff format with 5 conference championships and 7 at-large teams. Home field advantage. The first round games will be on campus, so you get to bring the noise and enjoy that home field edge. Bowl games. From the New Year's 6 bowls to the College Football Playoff National Championship. Experience every bowl game and see the championship rotate through various iconic venues. Conference realignment. What's new? 2024 alignment. Every conference is set with the 2024 realignment. Manage schedules or become the ultimate conference commissioner and shape the future of college football. You can make custom conferences. Adjust conference memberships and rules. Create your own conference configurations or manage existing ones with a few clicks. The new scheduling system. Rivalry games and week 0. Experience the rivalry games on their traditional dates and the new week 0 for early season excitement. Custom schedules. Adjust non-conference games and keep the traditions alive while making it your own schedule. Team builder and redshirting strategies. So Team Builder is back. You can import up to 16 team builder teams into an online Dynasty. Craft your own teams and shake up things in your league. Red shirt changes. Manage red shirts with the new flexibility. Play up to 4 games and still keep a player's red shirt for future seasons. So you can play like the first game and then like the bowl games or like the playoffs, and then there'll still be a red shirt for next season. So they'll keep that extra year of eligibility. Now we're going to dive into awards records. What's new? Rivalry trophies and awards. You can now compete for trophies and awards like the Heisman and the Worrells Award. Records. break records, and see your legacy grow over time. Pride stickers. You'll be able to earn pride stickers. These are like the Buckeye stickers on the Ohio State helmet, or the spear on the Florida State Seminoles helmets. Basically, you'll get more and more of these stickers as you do well in practice and in games. And they made sure that, you know, they have the sticker alignment exactly how it is in real life. So that's really cool. EA College Football 25 is more than just a game, as you guys can see. It's a journey. Your journey. Craft your legacy, build your dynasty, and conquer the college football world. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that subscribe button, hit like, and ring the bell for all the latest updates. Join the conversation in the comments below and tell us what you're most excited about in Dynasty mode. And as always, stay vibing, Go Vibe Nation, and I'll see you tomorrow with another EA College Football video. Peace!